Hello there, and welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you about a very serious issue. And I felt the need to talk about this today because I firmly believe that imminently, my own government, the United States of America, is going to ban me from criticizing their precious CBDC that they're going to roll out any day now. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm actually saying that my government is going to ban me from criticizing them. But I believe that's going to happen. So I want to make sure I get this message out now while I still can. If you don't mind, please give this video a like, and let's help the algorithm get this message out. Maybe even share this video to anyone you can think of. But the global elites want to implement a global monetary system that will enslave all of us. And that's what I want to talk about today. Yes, it is true. This is not a conspiracy theory, okay? This is all out there. This is all public knowledge. The global elites around the world are taking efforts to completely reset the global monetary system through the use of CBDCs. Now, America's version of a CBDC is nicknamed the Fed coin, but every major central bank throughout the world are developing their own CBDCs, and they're all working in conjunction. And this is a push by the global elites headed by the World Economic Forum, the World Bank, the IMF, the United Nations, the Federal Reserve. They've been coordinating this for years, and now it is here. Now, the Federal Reserve seems to have been doing anything they can think of to devalue the US dollar. Now, there is a debate to be had there. Are they just incompetent, or is it by design? Make no mistake that the leftists have infiltrated every element of our government. And inside that category of leftists, that's where the socialists reside. That's where the communists reside. That's where the fascists reside. Okay, so to set the stage for you, I want to remind you of a few quotes from important figures in history. So Henry Kissinger: if you control the food, you control a nation. If you control the energy, you control a region. If you control the money, you control the world. Mayor Rothschild: let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws. So there he's saying, if you control the money, nothing else matters. And of course, Vladimir Lenin: the best way to destroy the capitalist system is to debauch the currency. So there you have it. Our own Federal Reserve has been following the advice of Vladimir Lenin. Okay, so what inspired me to make this video is that a couple of weeks ago, the World Economic Forum held their summer meeting in China. It's often referred to as the summer version of their Davos meeting. And they outlined how they can use their upcoming central bank digital currencies to control and mold societies. And it was a frightening and disgusting display of their arrogance. But as evil as we all know this plan is, they're succeeding. America's version of our CBDCs is going to roll out, within weeks. It's coming. It's going to be here. Let's take a look at an article out of Zero Hedge that described this meeting. So out of Zero Hedge, CBDCs with expiration dates restrictions could target social policies, economist tells WEF. Now, these were comments made at the summer version of the WEF Davos meeting, and it was held in Tianjin, China, also known as the Summer Davos. Cornell University professor Eswar Prasad explained that the global economy is at the cusp of physical currency essentially disappearing, and that programmable CBDCs and the technology behind these new forms of money could take the international economic landscape toward a dark path or a better place. Okay, as far as the elites are concerned, they're going to consider it a better place. For us, we're going to consider it the dark path. But it's the road that we are on. And you saw there where he talked about the programmability. That's really at the core of the evil of this CBDC program, is the programmability of these CBDCs. And I'm about to show you why it's evil. Prasad contended that one of the huge potential gains for the digitization of money is the programmability of CBDC units and attaching expiry dates. Governments can also utilize central bank money to socially engineer society. You could have a potentially better or some people might say a darker world, where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things that it deems less desirable, like, say, ammunition or drugs or pornography or something of that sort. And that is very powerful in terms of the use of a CBDC, and I think also extremely dangerous to central banks. CBDCs possess unique characteristics and could be employed as a conduit for economic policies in a very targeted way, or more broadly, for social policies. So let's talk a little bit about that expiration date feature. What he's saying there is what we could do is we could put an expiration date of any of the units that you have. All right, so this is what will happen, right? You're going to go to work, you're going to make your money, but instead of being paid in the usual fiat currencies and you put it in your savings account, you're going to be paid in CBDCs, in their little units, right? And those units are going to sit in a bank account that you're going to have probably at the Federal Reserve. And each one of those units could have an expiration date. Say, you have to use it or lose it, by X day. So you're not going to get the option in that scenario of saving your money. No, it's use it or lose it. So this is how they make you a slave. You could end up working for free. Just say you saved 3 months worth of income. Over the year you saved 3 months worth of that income in your Federal Reserve account, but they expired. Now they're gone. So essentially, you worked for free for those 3 months. You were a slave. You were an indentured servant. Now, why would they do that? Well, first of all, they want to be able to control what you spend your money on. They don't want you buying things that they deem bad. Maybe a car that runs on gasoline. Maybe a donation to a political party that they deem is inappropriate. Maybe you want to buy cigarettes or alcohol or a hamburger or any kind of actual meat product. Maybe you want to buy a steak that's not made out of bugs. Well, if they deem that that's not good, then they won't allow you to use your digital tokens to buy because they programmed that into the token. Okay, so the idea that they could focus it to grow the economy faster and more velocity in the system, they can say things like, okay, well, this particular industry is suffering, so we're going to demand that you use some of your tokens to support that industry. So this is what they're talking about when they say they can use this as a way to mold society. They do it with the money. Are you starting to get the picture here? Are you starting to see why this is a bad idea and why this is a direct assault on our freedoms? If you start getting too wealthy, all they have to do is start putting little expiration dates on a good number of your tokens. That's how they keep you in place. That's how they keep you in line. They don't give you a chance to get ahead. They don't give you a chance to have too much power. Okay, so listen, right now, you're probably thinking that I am crazy. But listen, this is their plan. I'm not making this stuff up. They openly talk about their plans. And when a bad person tells you his plans, it's always wise to believe him. All right, so let's move on. Integrating expiry dates with CBDCs has already been discussed by various central banks worldwide. With this feature, enabled digital cash could not be spent after its expiry date. Consumers whose digital cash expired would automatically receive the funds back into their online account without having to file a claim. An expiry date that is too soon is inconvenient, but a date too far in the future slows down the reimbursement of lost digital cash. China has been exploring expiration dates for the digital yuan, suggesting that it would no longer be usable if not spent in a specific time frame. Expiring money would increase both the velocity of money and overall economic activity, similar to applying a negative rate to digital cash. In practice, a carrying fee on money would encourage people to spend it and thus prevent it from being hoarded. Indeed, CBDC advocates say digital money can be a flexible instrument to micro-target sectors, regions, interest rates, and social economic demographics with real-time feedback. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about their carrying fee that they could impose. They can put a carrying fee. I mean, they're charging you interest on the money that you're not spending, right? So it's like having a negative interest rate at the bank, all right? You get your money out of your bank and you do something productive with it. And what they probably will do here is they're going to put a carrying fee on your digital currencies. So you'll be saying to yourself, okay, so listen, this carrying fee is costing me money. So any money I'm sitting in my Federal Reserve bank account, I'm losing money on it through the fees. So you're going to want to spend it so you can get some use out of your money, right? That's how they get you to not save your money. That's how they keep you poor. That's how they keep you subservient. I'm not making this stuff up. This is what they're doing. And as far as molding society, part of the segment there said they could limit things you could buy, like drugs and pornography. Trust me, they're not going to limit your access to drugs, alcohol, and pornography. Okay, because those kinds of things, they're debasing our society, and that's what they want. And we see that every day in our society. Our society is being morally corrupted. Our youth are actively attacked on a daily basis. And the same thing with the food. Okay, they want to get you eating, bug-based meat. Listen, do not confuse these central bank digital currencies with Bitcoin or other actual digital currencies. Unlike Bitcoin, CBDCs are going to be programmable. That makes all the difference in the world. Listen, they want to eliminate paper money altogether. Once this CBDC gets implemented, the days of physical money are numbered. There are many countries right now who are actively pulling cash out of the system. Okay, and now let me finish this up by telling you exactly how they're going to get you onto their CBDCs. One of their most evil schemes is going to be free money. And that's going to give you a big dopamine hit. And it's going to be big. It's going to be something like $5,000 or $10,000 in CBDCs that they're going to give you. And the vast majority of the people in the world, they're going to say, that's going to be a big deal for them. And so they'll go for it. Let me share with you a little unfun fact. 12% of American adults have no money in savings, zero. 27% have less than 1,000. 18% have less than 10,000. So 39% of adult Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. So imagine those people getting 5,000, 10,000, maybe more in one shot from the government. And all you have to do is go on your cell phone and open up an account at the Federal Reserve, and bam, you're going to have more money than you probably ever had. That dopamine hit is going to be, it's going to be irresistible to a lot of people. And the government is just going to consider that an acquisition cost. Once they have you in the system, they have you for life, right? But boy, a quick 5,000, 10,000, maybe more. Now, I'm sure it'll have an expiration date on it, okay? You have 90 days to spend it, okay? And you probably can't spend it on some things, right? But you can probably use it, for a new car or televisions. And this would be their fake way of like jump-starting the economy short term. They're going to look brilliant. They're going to look like heroes. But understand their end game. Now we have a whole generation of people who think that they don't have to work for a living, that money just shows up at the mailbox. We have a whole class of people now in the world who are homeless. Just look at California. Look at any major city in America, and you'll see encampments of homeless people. And they're given just enough money to survive, barely, right? Listen, I strongly believe that a lot of the people who are homeless, they adopted this as a lifestyle choice. I know that the vast majority of those people could get jobs if they wanted to. But that would require getting up in the morning, showering, getting on the bus, getting in the car, and going to work. Because this is a relatively recent phenomenon. Just all of a sudden, overnight, boom, millions of people all homeless at the same time. So is that what you want? Do you want to be cattle? Let me ask you, would you rather sit at home and collect your universal basic income check with just enough money to survive on and watch reruns and get fat? Or would you rather get in your car, go to work, be a productive member of society, and control your own destiny? So this is the plan that's out there by these elites. And unless they are stopped, this is the future we're looking at. We have our own Federal Reserve pushing this. We have our own president of the United States, if you can call him that, fully backing this. This is what the lefts want. This is their plan. All right, so what can you do? Well, reduce your exposure to your bank, meaning get your money out of the damn bank. Now, when you do that, you're still sitting on a piece of garbage, right? Fiat currencies are garbage. So take as much of that money as you can and put it into gold and silver. When you get gold and silver, you're not buying anything, right? You're just moving your assets from a really crappy asset class, fiat currencies, into gold and silver, which is actual money. Gold and silver is the only actual money in the world. And this will get you outside the system. This will give you freedom. This is a way to escape slavery. And finally, establish streams of passive recurring income. Now, I know we have our mantra and it goes by pretty quickly, but listen, this is important stuff. And when I say establish streams of passive recurring income, I mean it. And as that extra income comes in, you do the same thing. You take that income and you convert it into these guys or some kind of income producing vehicle. Listen, at Unspoken Truth, we have a community and it costs like 50 cents a day. I mean, 50 cents a day. I mean, you kidding me? You can be part of a community and we can show you how to be independent. And if you want specific programs, reach out to me, reach out to Rob, and I'll tell you which programs that I use to acquire my gold and silver and establish streams of passive recurring income. I don't have to be doing this. I promise you. Okay. I am financially independent. I'm golden. And I want you to be golden too. Let's get you squared away. Reach out to me, reach out to Rob, and let's talk about it. Listen, these are very serious times. And history is going to be very unkind to this generation with what we're doing to the world. There are some things that you won't be able to change, but there are some things that you can control. And those things that you can control, you should get on. You don't have time to waste anymore. Our CBDCs are coming within weeks. Now, I know this is kind of a serious topic, but if you don't mind, could you give us a like? And that'll help the algorithm push this message out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And please give us a comment. Tell me what you think about what I just said. And that's my little alert for the day. Ed Anderson, live from Minnesota, signing out.
Copy that.